JR, what did you like most about that performance?
Just like how we stayed with it for the 40 minutes, and then just staying aggressive with the way we played the game at both ends of the floor. So that was really pleasing to see.
You're pretty happy, especially with the response after Friday night. Obviously, a short turnaround, come down here, and it felt like a really strong response.
Yeah, we got to work on the response part last week when we went to Brisbane, so we thought that worked well. So we tried it again, and then when Doolittle shows up and plays, that's really good for us.
It felt like he really put the team on his back there, didn't he? Especially in that fourth quarter.
Yeah, absolutely. And as this team evolves, we start to figure things out, who we are, what we need in different situations, and I think that was a step forward tonight.
Even though you never fully put them away, it did feel like you answered every time they challenged you at the same time. Was that pretty pleasing?
Oh, look, absolutely. I'm sure you're ready to ask about how we've played at home in a couple games and in those moments. So that's where I look at tonight, and we move forward in those moments. And as you said, we responded. So we're figuring out who we are, how we handle situations, and today was a good test. They've been playing well, and we're at their place. So to bounce back the way we did was really pleasing.
How about Dylan's ankle? It didn't look great. Do you have any sort of an update on how he is?
No, he rolled his ankle now. We'll just see the severity of it over the next day. The good thing is we don't play again until the 28th, so our medical staff will be diligent in how we can handle that.
How are you feeling after that win, Kristian?
I'm glad we won, but we have a long way ahead to be in a situation to where we want to be in. So I feel like this was just part of the course.
Do you feel like it was a significant step forward though?
I think so. I feel like we played as a team tonight. Tassie's a good team. They have good players on their team, and so I feel like even when their key players started to get in the rhythm, I feel like we were able to respond every step of the way, understanding that they do a lot of trapping and stuff, and I feel like we were able to handle their pressure fairly well, and then capitalize on capitalize on the back end.
Like JR said, that's twice now where you've lost at home to start a double weekend, and then last week you had a big win in Brisbane at around this exact same time. You come down here to win. What's the key to being able to shake off those tough losses at home and responding like you have?
I feel like just the disappointment of losing at home, whether it be getting blown out or losing the game to where we should have won. But I feel like we have a good turnaround mindset, understanding that there's nothing that we can do about the past, and just looking forward to coming out this next game, just playing with effort. I feel like that's been our message every time we have a quick turnaround, is just play with energy, and I feel like whenever we do that, it takes care of itself.
Over to you, Craig.
Yeah, Kristian, you mentioned on TV that you reflected on the past couple of games and how you haven't been playing well and to get yourself back into form. Can you give us a bit more an expansion on that? What you actually did to get yourself into this nick again?
More shots. I just worked out more. Anytime I score single digits, I don't expect a good outcome for our team. But I feel like all I did was just stay longer in the gym and continue to do the repetitions that I always do, but just put more of an emphasis on doing even more. I'm very competitive, and so, sometimes I'm my own worst enemy whenever things aren't going right or to the expectations that I have for myself. And so, we had an off day. I didn't take the day off. I went in and I got shots up right after our Sydney game. I was right in the gym, going hard in preparation for this game right here. So I just have to, moving forward, I just have to keep that same mentality of not getting complacent whenever things do go my way.
So you said you are your own worst critic. Is sometimes that a challenge for you? If things aren't going well, are you really harsh on yourself, almost over the top ways?
Yes and no. I just call it not giving myself a pass. I don't make excuses for things not going right. I always look for a way of something I could do better. And so I was just playing tonight. I just played pissed off and with a point to prove. And having a feeling of like I've let my team down fueled me in my mindset of whenever I was doing my workouts and getting up my extra shots. It just wanted to be someone that can be counted on.
And John, is Kristian someone that you like coach in that moment, or do you leave him alone in that moment when he is obviously going to be harsh on himself? You know that. Were you leaving him to find the answers himself, or were you working with him at the same time on that?
I try and massage the harshness out of him so he can get back to an even keel, so he can perform like he did tonight. Because as you talked about in Nas, like when you're your harshest critic, like it's finding that balance in moments, and that's that's what he's been searching for, and tonight rectified that situation.
And for the rest of the group, to be down 4 guys, so no Ben, no Jesse, no Jaron, and then no Dylan in the last quarter, and to win, like, what does that do for you in terms of the messaging you can give to this group now about what you can do?
Yeah, like you're jumping onto the NBL theme of thinking the Rubik's Cube gets solved in one game. Like we're evolving. One game just doesn't all of a sudden fix your problems. To be like a contender, you need to be able to replicate that multiple times. So we need to go back, create that edge, create that mentality. So we don't have to go through the ups and downs that we are going through currently.
Do you feel like that was a character sort of win though as well, given the backs against the wall scenario you were facing?
Yeah, look, what this team has shown this year is when we've had a disappointing performance, we've bounced back, and like our road record speaks for itself. And like there's something there. Like if you want to break down the numbers, like we've been in a lot of games. So I use the phrase the Rubik's Cube. That's our team right now. We have to stay with it. It can become frustrating when you're still just trying to find those last couple moves so it's smooth sailing. And we're getting there, and we've been challenged in different scenarios probably over the last month that will let us grow into a really good team if we stay with it. And today showed character that we can stay with it and figure things out. I'd just like it if we just didn't always put our backs to the wall in those moments.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Any more questions? No, I think you're all good.
Thank